Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Paranormal Activity. This channel is normally dedicated to my like weight loss and lifestyle. And if you're interested in stuff like that, you're welcome to check out my other videos on this channel. They're also fun and cool and very mellow. But I decided to take a little side quest and share with you my first love, which is horror. So I decided to do a couple of videos like this. This is my first, hopefully, of a series. I wanted to explore one of my favorite genres of horror, which is analog horror, which can mostly be found on YouTube, which is great for me and very convenient. So yeah, we're gonna take a quick look. I think if you're here, you probably know what analog horror is, but if you don't, analog horror is it's any sort of media that's created to look as if it is recorded on non-digital media. So, you know, your S-video, VHS, SVHS, Betamax, you know, broadcast television. And it can be done, if that's done digitally, that's also analog horror. So yeah, there are a lot of like really good examples. I think, you know, there's a lot of found footage that is analog horror, but like I would say like Paranormal Activity is not, but Paranormal Activity 4 is. Do you know what I mean? Like the Blair Witch Project is, but like Host isn't, right? So let's argue about that in the comments. We don't have to, but I'm just talking. I wrote in my script that analog horror is the lo-fi hip hop of horror, and I didn't say it, and I shouldn't have, and I didn't, but then I did. So anyway, what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about something very specific though within the analog horror genre, which is something that I just sort of stumbled on. I didn't discover it, but it's just something I stumbled on recently that I found really cool and interesting. It is the concept of emergency alert systems as a sort of storytelling format. So if you think about like SCP, if you don't know what SCP is, and I'll just really quickly tell you what SCP stands for: Secure, Contain, Protect, and it is a website, and it is an open source sort of storytelling format where anyone can, open source. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but it basically means like anyone can sort of write stories in this form. So, and Secure, Contain, Protect is sort of like the shadow government organization that secures, contains, and protects, you know, paranormal phenomena and like monsters and shit, you know, stuff like that. And the format is they're written, the stories are written as classified documents, like leaked documents. So this is not specifically what I'm talking about today. But it's adjacent, because there is something that I just really love about the sort of like dryness of talking about something that's like really creepy. And that's kind of what these are. Like if you think about the concept of just like a file or like a folder that contains just like, you know, descriptions of something that's happening, that's very like, you know, very straightforward, very, you know, redacted. And like, you know, a video, not the video necessarily, but maybe a description of the video. There's something creepy about that. And I love it. So what EAS scenarios are it's a similar thing, but it's a video format where it is it's like a breaking into a broadcast to sort of, it's like a storytelling technique to sort of break into a broadcast to tell you kind of what horrible, awful thing is happening in the world right now. And it's really cool. It is great. It's like telling like very, very short stories. I found there are some that are just like 2 minutes long. There are some that are like much longer. And if you're not from America, or I'll just really quick, or if you just don't know what it is, the Emergency Alert System, the EAS, it's an alert system that was developed in the 70s to connect, it's to connect the president with the American public, to alert them to us, to imminent danger, war, stuff like that. It's never been used for that, funnily enough. But it has been used on like state and local levels almost 20,000 times for a multitude of other disastrous, dangerous things. So that's interesting. Now people, it's not used as much just because it's harder, I think, to break into streaming. I think that there's like, they have to like still pass laws for stuff like that, but now they do it over phones. Don't quote me on that. It's just a conversation. Let's dive in. Before we really jump in, I want to show you this first. Before we really jump in, I want to show you this first to really give you a feeling for it. Let's just take a look at this. No, let's do it this way.
To your weekend plans.
No one in North Central Montana.
Experience technology. You can KRTV Storm Tracker weather. Montana's most accurate.
You flip, but they flop. You flip, but they flop. Hi, Mark Hill here for the perfect...
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous. I repeat, civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous. This warning applies to all areas receiving this broadcast. Tune in to 9:20 a.m. to get updated information in the event that you are separated from your television or if electrical service is interrupted. Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking.
So, yeah, I just wanted to show you that that is available on the internet. That's real. That's real. That happened. That was obviously, it was a hacked message that happened in Montana in 2013, February 2013. And that was just a really, really great, scary hack. Hackers did that. And I just love that it was pancakes. I just love that it was pancakes. So yeah, the reason I'm showing you that is that that's kind of the point. That's really what makes a great, that's what really makes like a really, really strong analog horror is this kind of thing where it's raw, it's gritty, and it feels real. So I just wanted to show you that's really kind of what you're going for, is you're going for something that is as close to real as possible, as straight-faced as possible. So let's just dive in and take a look at another one. All right, so I enjoy this one a great deal. Let's take a quick look at this. Glitching out the noises. Extra spooky.
This is not a test. The lives of you and your fellow citizens are in grave danger. An immediate shelter-in-place order has been demanded. An abnormal phenomenon is occurring. Mysterious creatures with no known origins or traces of information linked to them have appeared. This is an extremely dangerous situation. These creatures are animalistic and incredibly violent. Hundreds of citizens have already been reported dead due to the situation. You must take shelter in a building highly secured from the inside and out. All doors and windows must be locked. hide in an inner room away from light. If you are found by these creatures, you must...
Amazing little twist. I hope your lights are off right now, by the way. And I hope your doors are locked too, just for your safety. Security. I don't know. I did like that one. It was not. I felt like I enjoyed how like it was like a little dirtier. It was a little glitchier. I like the sort of weird red background, the marbly background. The end was not my favorite thing. But I will say that it was from Leighton Air, who they have under 2,000 subscribers, which is like here's the thing that this has over 200,000 views. Like, I think it's amazing. I feel like I don't want to like crap on these people who are making things. That's not kind of what my goal. That's not what my goal is. I just want to talk about things that I think are great and things that I like. And also like once in a while mention things that like maybe things that can be like a little bit better. So yeah, I might skip through some of the ones that I don't love. Oh, and here, this one is also very good. This one's very good. I'll let you know what this is called. This is EAS scenario. Don't look at the moon. Lunar eclipse. And this is from Xerxes Break, and they have under 1,000 subscribers. So go to them and subscribe to them and bump these people up because they have some. They need support. They're very, very good. Hold on one sec. Here we go. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. I'm losing my mind with how pretty it is. Let's go back. I just want to go back for 1 second and just look at that for 1 second. Look at how like. This is what I'm talking about with like telling the story in such a unique, weird, glitchy, like old school, that old analog, pixelated 1980s Weather Channel way. And just sliding that blood moon in. I'm talking too much. I just want us to take a minute and appreciate it. This is great. This is what is happening right here is amazing, and I love it. And I love it.
Choose any one of these syrups for your cough, and you might as well choose them all, because they all use the same cough suppressant, all except Benylin.
This is an important message from the United States government. Please stand by for instructions. This is not a test. Lunar eclipse warning. The total lunar eclipse is underway. The moon will reach its maximum point in a few minutes. For your safety, do not see the moon directly during the eclipse. Recent scientific reports indicate unusual and dangerous effects on humans. During lunar eclipses, a peculiar phenomenon known as blood rays often occurs. These subtle beams of crimson light radiate from the moon's surface, casting an eerie glow upon the landscape.
Cast blood
While
rays.
traditionally considered benign, tonight's eclipse brings uncertainty. The effects of these blood rays remain unknown. For your safety, do not see the moon and avoid exposure to its rays. If you were in contact with the moonlight during the eclipse and you experience symptoms such as dizziness, confusion, hallucinations, body ache, or light white spots on your skin, for your safety and that of others, seek shelter immediately and do not go out. If you did not have contact with moonlight, close your doors and windows immediately. Stay at home and do not go out for any reason. Authorities are investigating numerous reports of missing people and strange phenomena. Please remain calm and do not interact with anyone who is acting unusual.
This is also like a very, I'm sorry, I'm just going to point out very obvious things really quick. But the just that line coming down, just like that CRT, that line coming down is like, I remember I remember that, and it's one of those things that I completely forgot existed. And so for people to kind of bring that back, it also just like touches that, like, that vulnerable child in me. It's very weird. I love it.
Please, do not panic. Below we give you the information you need know. Recently there have been several sightings and attacks by an unknown entity. These strange entities have been called moonsters, which have been caused by the dangerous lunar rays emitted by the eclipse.
They're fucking
Moonsters have been mainly seen in North Carolina, with the city of Asheville being the cradle of these monsters. For your safety, stay away from anyone or anything showing unusual behavior. Moonsters are humans who have mutated due to the effects of the blood rays of the lunar eclipse and are very dangerous. Do not look them in the eye for any reason. These entities are characterized by being tall and thin, pale skin, shiny black eyes, and having a macabre smile. Moonsters have the ability to hide easily in the dark, in addition to being able to imitate familiar voices and cause despair and madness if you are close to one. If you find yourself hidden outdoors, do not believe anything you hear or become desperate, as it will be easy for this entity to detect you. If you detect a moonster, what you should do is the following. Do not make eye contact for any reason. Look for a safe shelter where no one can enter. If possible, illuminate the entire area and carry a powerful flashlight with you. Moonsters are easy to detect with bright lights. Emit high-frequency sounds using the television, whistles, or security alarms. Stay inside and remain calm and ignore familiar voices coming from outside. Moonsters are extremely dangerous and can be easily spotted in dark and wooded areas. Due to the effects of the moon and for the protection of all citizens who are still healthy, the Army and National Guard will be available until 4 a.m., which is when the effects of the eclipse are expected to have ended. For this time, make use of your right as an American citizen to defend yourself and others.
Do you see that? Will not be available.
Know that this measure can terrify the population, but the government of the United States seeks to protect each of its citizens. Please stay home and don't see the moon. The United States government is doing everything in its possibility to keep every citizen safe. Stay waiting for possible new information.
I love that. I only watched the beginning of that. Because I wanted to sort of like, I wanted to be kind of fresh, and I'm so glad I did, because that got so much better. Like, because there are moments, like, there are things that one of the things that kind of takes me out of some of these is, like, I don't know, like weird, like, language things, and like, because like what really kind of like puts the fear of God in me is like that sound of like authority, like telling you that something horrible is happening in a very calm voice. So if that voice of authority kind of like isn't quite right, then it if you don't kind of get the tone right, then I kind of like I'm not as scared. But I just love that one. They did a really great job, and having the words on the screen not match up with what the voice was saying originally was going to kind of be a complaint of mine, but then seeing it like I don't know, seeing it as more of a menace was actually pretty cool. I don't know how many more. There are so many there are thousands of these. So here's a cool one. We're gonna do this one now. We're not gonna do this whole one because this one's 8 minutes long. But I just wanted you to take a look. There's a different. There's a lot of them that look like this, that have this kind of a genre, colorway. I can't think of a good word for it, but they're sort of in this mock-up where it's sort of like this cool like green. These are kind of like what you would see on like a screen at your local subway system, as it were. I don't know if you live in a town that has a transit system. I lived in New York City for a very long time. I live adjacent to it now, but listening to the trains and like when shit was going down, those announcements were very important and often very hard to understand. So this is hitting home. This is hitting home. Let's just get a little taste. Let's just get a little taste of this one.
Attention all passengers on the Metro link. This is an emergency announcement. Attention all passengers on the Metro link. This is an emergency announcement. The sun has caused widespread destruction and loss of life on the surface. It is not safe to return to the outside at this time. Please stay where you are and do not attempt to leave the underground. All Metro trains have stopped due to the current situation on the surface. The electricity has been cut off for safety reasons. If you are on a train, you have two options. You may choose to stay in your wagon or you may exit the train and proceed to the nearest station. If you choose to exit the train, please follow all instructions from station staff and remain in the tunnel. Do not attempt to return to the surface. If you are already at a station, please remain in the station and follow all instructions from staff. Do not attempt to return to the surface. We understand that this is a difficult and uncertain time, but we ask for your cooperation in order to ensure the safety of all.
Do not attempt to return to the surface is kind of a terrifying thing to hear. That's all. I just want to say that.
Passengers. We recommend that you take the following steps to ensure your safety and well-being. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water and avoid caffeine and alcohol. Avoid panicking. Take deep breaths and try to stay calm. Keep your phone charged, as it may be useful in the future. Do not waste your battery playing games or watching entertainment content. Please be aware that the auxiliary lighting in the metro stations and trains will be reduced to preserve energy. This is a necessary measure to ensure that we are able to maintain critical systems and services for as long as possible. We ask for your understanding and cooperation in this matter. We also want to inform you that the cellular network is not currently usable.
I'm going to jump ahead to... Mining company. I feel like I'm playing a game.
This is an automated and pre-recorded message by the TerraTech Mining Company. Please listen carefully and follow the instructions provided. A major incident has occurred on the surface and as a result, the mine has automatically shut down and sealed all points of entry and exit. The power has been reduced in order to preserve resources. It is currently unknown what has caused this incident or how long it will last. We recommend that you stay in your current location and follow emergency procedures. Time is of the essence, so it's important to act quickly and...
Okay, good. That's all we're going to watch of that. That one's significantly longer, but I really appreciate the world that they're creating. Yeah, so I'm going to be dropping all of these. This is Alert World, so they have a lot of these. Oh yeah, this has tons of views too. But this is called EAS scenario SCP 001 When Day Breaks. And they created a whole world with this one, which I really like. And there are a lot of them that have this sort of like green hue television thing. Here is another When Day Breaks. And I'm seeing that a lot. This one has millions of views, so you've probably already watched this. But let's take a quick peek at this one as well. Let's go.
SCP Foundation. XK Class Warning. For public dissemination. Civilians be aware. Do not turn off your device. Civilians be aware. Do not turn off your device. The SCP Foundation is authorized to make this international security announcement. At approximately 1000 hours yesterday, an unknown event changed the sun, resulting in significant damage to the civilian population. Any sunlight, including light reflected off the moon, will transform any living creature into a hostile, amorphous mass. It is estimated that in excess of 6.8 billion individuals have been transformed in this way, and may be considered as deceased. Due to this developing situation, there are safety recommendations all survivors should follow to stay safe. The safety advice is as follows. Stay out of sunlight. Stay out of moonlight. Cover yourself in thick clothing if you must go out. Avoid formerly wooded areas. If you need to defend yourself against any of the amorphous beings, you should use fire or cutting implements. Small arms fire has no significant effect on the entities. Follow this advice to stay safe. If you are able, you should make your way to the SCP Foundation Site 19. Good luck to all survivors. Embrace the darkness. Fear the light.
I love that one. I also feel like this, the concept of this, like the sun vanishing, is kind of like a theme that's coming up in a lot of them. I feel like that's like a big theme, and that's also another thing that I was going to kind of bring up in a later episode of the sun vanished, the Twitter thread. In general, I think it's like there are. I noticed as I was doing my research that there are like AES scenario generators on the internet, so you can like make your own. So if this is inspiring you to like write your own, feel free to go out and grab one. I found there's also another concept that sometimes people go in a different direction, which is they will do them in the past. So I'm not going to show the whole one of this because this might be a little triggery for some of us. Like wartime people.
Halo, tu Warszawa i wszystkie rozgłośnie Polskiego Radia. Dziś rano o godzinie 5:40 oddziały niemieckie przekroczyły granicę polską, łamiąc pakt o nieagresji. Bombardowano szereg miast. Za chwilę usłyszą Państwo komunikat specjalny.
A więc wojna. Z dniem dzisiejszym wszelkie sprawy i zagadnienia schodzą na plan dalszy. Całe nasze życie publiczne i prywatne przestawiamy na specjalne tory. Weszliśmy w okres wojny. Cały wysiłek narodu musi iść w jednym kierunku. Wszyscy jesteśmy żołnierzami. Musimy myśleć tylko o jednym. Walka aż do zwycięstwa.
This is making me really tense. I feel really awkward right now. And not just because I'm making a YouTube video, like...
Halo, halo? Czy nas słyszycie? To nasz ostatni komunikat. Dziś oddziały niemieckie wkroczyły do Warszawy. Braterskie pozdrowienie przesyłamy żołnierzom polskim walczącym na Helu i wszystkim walczącym gdziekolwiek się jeszcze znajdują. Jeszcze Polska nie zginęła. Niech żyje Polska.
Okay, cool. We'll stop there. I feel, I don't know, that one just, that gave me, just, that was a little too real. Cause, because realness. Yeah, so I think I have one last one to kind of take us out. But before we wrap up, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this far. I am the Paranormal Activity. This is my first of the spooky stuff. So please like and subscribe if you don't mind. That would be amazing. And share. That would really help the channel. And it's free. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much again for watching this far, and drop a comment. Let me know what you'd like to watch, what you'd like to see, what you thought of these. And I'm going to drop all these creators into the description. So go give them some love and let them know that they're great. And that I sometimes I feel like I criticize things, but genuinely I think anybody who's making something and putting it out in the world deserves, at least a little pat on the back. Creating things is hard, and putting it out is even harder. So I think that deserves a little something. Is that all I wanted to talk about? I think I did. That is all I want to talk about. That's it. We're gonna go out on one last thing. Whoops. That's it. That's it for me. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching this far. Stay spooky. Bye. Thanks for watching. Stay spooky.